Okay, so the next parts we have here is going to be the assembly of the torso. Certain areas look weird. I may have missed a part, but we'll begin with this little doohickey here. It has to be in this position. Turn it like that. Then we take this part, put that through there, and then this one, whoops, kind of faces down and goes through there. So it looks like this. Now there is a blue A plate here, which I'm going to put on. Don't know if it's necessary, but we'll explore it if we have to remove it. Then we take this, we stick that through there. And this is the wrong part. Haha. There were so many. I wish I could find it. No. There's like 4 of these of the same part here. Gotta go through each and every one of these. Okay, found it. Here we go. So that goes in there. Push it in. Good. I wonder if I can take it out. I'll leave it there for now. Okay, so with that done, then we take this part, and I believe it's in this position, or is it the other way? No. This one goes like that. Okay. Oops. And then we connect this one here. We have to turn it. Get in there. Alright, that's cool. Oh, no, not cool, because I gotta... didn't notice that until now. Can I? Yeah, I gotta bend it. I gotta put this one on. This is the part for the the neck part. Put that there. And then connect that here. Then bring that down. Okay, now that's good. I am putting on these. Hopefully it's not necessary. And you know what? I forgot to remove some parts here, so I'm going to do that. Luckily these were undergated, except the back one. There we go. And then we're going to put you here. I see a notch there, but that's okay. Even though there's a part that goes there for the flipping of the door, I'm not putting that on. With that done, then we take, I believe it's this. No, it's not this. It's this. Haha. Put that down there. Then there's a part that goes under there. We're not putting that on. Now this is where the small parts comes in, and that's going to be a bit of a challenge. We have this part, followed by this. You slide it in there, and supposedly you twist. Maybe the other way, like that. So it looks like this. I'm going to do the same thing for the other. I have a feeling I'm going to have to sand some parts here. With that done, you take this, just connect that to here. And there. Oop, that one came out. Get in there. Good. And then there's some parts that goes around this, and then we have this part followed by this goes here. No. Actually, that's correct, but I gotta put it in that one there. And then that one there. That goes here like that. And then you have these two parts. One goes here, and one goes there. And supposedly that's how the torso looks, even though I didn't put in the gold part, the metallic part, which is for the chest plate. And I didn't know. Oh wow. So when I looked at this is the minigun that you flip it over like this. I was under the impression that you have the covers and then you lift up the cover and then the minigun shows up. This one, I guess you have to lift up the cover to flip the miniguns and then close it. Interesting. And this is the connection for that. And that's going to be sanded down because there's some notches there that needs to be worked on. Okay, something new, you never know. And clearly I didn't need to put these on or this one on, but I just didn't know because sometimes the manual doesn't state that, sometimes they'll say that it needs it to hold this up. But for now, we have this done. Okay, let's now move on to the next part of the build. Alright, next up is going to be the arms of the RG Wing Zero. And we'll prep work here with this. We need yikes. There's a lot of small parts. Be very careful here. First we put this one on, a little thruster here. And then we take this. No, we take this and we put this here. There's some other things that goes around here from the other parts, but right now we're going to leave it like that. We take this, followed by this part here. Push that in like that. Now this gets a little tricky here. We take this curved part here. I think we need the other one. This one. And we put it in this little hole there, like that. We take this part here, which goes here, and this actually is part of one of the connections of one of the wings, but it's also one of the parts that is connecting to the beam saber. Then we take this, this, and we feed that through here, like that. Then we take this and we go like that here, like that. And then we sandwich this in like this, going through there. This is a very, very unique way of connecting these multiple frame parts. If you can get it in there, that is. Get it in there. There we go. So it looks like this. Now, going to here to the joints. We have that part that goes here. This one faces inward like this. This one faces this here. So it looks like that. And then we connect this one together. We get it in there, good. Then we slide this part here, shove this little part there, and then this one goes in there. May have to snap it in. There we go. And this one actually is like this. And we put the open hand, like so. And there you have it. The arms of the Wing Gundam is now complete. Wing Zero, that is. Clearly, there's more to this, but we had to use the blue part just to connect the hands. There's no other inner frame part for that. Alright. Let's, I think the last part is the head, which, and frankly, is only one part. So we'll skip that and we'll put this kit together and see how it looks. Alright. Here are all the parts that makes up the inner frame of the Wing Gundam Zero. Let's put it together and see how it looks. Begin with the legs. That one goes here. Push that up there. I'll take that. Push that in there. Of course, that comes off. That's okay. We'll put it back on in a sec. Come on. Here we go. Then we take the torso. Put this arm here. Put this arm there. Connect the torso. Let's open up the arm a bit. There we go. Connect this to here. Good. That's actually really good. Nice and strong. And then finally, I had to get the green part so that way you could see the eyes. As you could see there. Let me see if I don't know if I'm focusing on it, but let's see. There we go. And then we put that here. Like that. Alright. There it is. The inner frame of the Wing Gundam Zero. Real great. Yeah, I kind of get it why you need this. You would think there'll be a little bit more thicker, or it is a bigger kit. Certain areas needs to be adjusted and of course strengthened. And even though it's undergated, I do see like areas that maybe needs a little bit of sanding here and there, depending on how it's exposed through the armor. I forgot this little part here, which is part of the shin armor. I put them on while I was reviewing all the charcoal parts. See? Looks really nice though. And let's get a specific kit here that is part of the wing line. Here is, of course, the real grade Wing Gundam, which is, quite frankly, a very, very attractive looking Wing Gundam kit, as you can see. But even without its armor, the real grade version is far larger. Oh yeah, looks really nice. I do like it. Okay, this is going to be cool to see it built and put it alongside this guy. I have been reviewing some of the parts here. Quite frankly, the assembly of the charcoal parts, the remaining parts that I do need to work with. I did clean up I was like finishing up removing the undergates of the areas for the wings, which I don't know if it's going to be exposed, so I'm going to need to sand it down. It's kind of a shame because look at all the amount of detail that's here. That's going to be covered up by the white parts. Let me get the white part for a second, because I haven't cleaned up one of them yet. I don't even know if this is, yep, this is one of them. I'll just remove some parts here. That needs to be sanded off. So like, if I have all this detail and you're going to lose it, only just expose that part and that part. Clearly, yes, this needs to be sanded down on the inside, obviously on the white parts, but the inside as well. There's some detail here and some areas that I guess is going to be covered up by some other parts. I know there's that blue part that goes here. Regardless of, I feel it's kind of sad that you see all this stuff. I mean, if you plan to do a diorama where you could put it in like in some sort of maintenance bay and this part is going right on top of it as it's being assembled or something like that. But I already have like all four of them here done. I got the hands done, cleaned up here. What I am working on right now is the little booster parts, which one of them is partially done, and that is this one right here, this little thruster part. And I believe I need to take you, put that in there like that, right? So you have this, but then its little gimmick, and I'll zoom in a bit, is it's supposed to, like, you push this in and then this opens up for this little, this little bulb type, like how can you say this? More like a little tulip flower type setup. It is really, really nice, but I do need to clean up, get that out of there. I just pushed that in, but I'll pop it out in a minute. Yeah, certain, like this part needs to be going into this part, but I want to paint this part another color. After now reviewing all the other parts, I have the connector here for the wings right here. I've already assembled the portion of the backpack that will go through this, but I need to, like, let me see, swing that forward like that. and then push it in, of course, when I'm ready. But I got to clean up this part here, clean up whatever, and then I believe there's a part that goes in there that I need to work with. So I can put the little smaller booster thrusters there. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff here that needs to be cleaned up a bit. And I'm going to work on painting the inner frame first before I move on to the other colors. There's also this little connector here that goes in that booster area, which is supposedly goes like this, and I guess it's supposed to expand out the wings. There's 4 of these, which I need to assemble. I assembled 1 out of 3. And don't even talk about the shield and the beam rifle. That's another story which I need to work with. But for now, I'm going to clean up all the inner frame parts. I'm going to remove, after I clean them off, I'm going to take this guy apart, put them on trees, remove all the white parts so I can put them back into the white area in their trays, and then have them separated for color, painting them. So, yeah, hopefully I can get this thing done before Christmas. I think I'll make it.